Hello YouTubers, my name is Kyer Flame. This is my gaming channel. If you haven't been here before, welcome. I am actually a Steambox tester, so that's what we're going to be talking about today, specifically the Steambox itself, the interface, some talking points that I want to go over to get some of the questions answered, hopefully for some people, and just get my overall what I've experienced over the past couple of days. I'm going to have some gameplay of Counter-Strike after I go over a little bit of the UI, just to make the video speed up a little bit more so you don't have to watch me talk the entire time, because that's fun. Either way, let's get right into it. Okay, so you are now looking at SteamOS. If you're familiar with the big picture mode on Steam, you have seen this before. We have the store, which has all the games you can buy, and we have the library, which is all of your games, and the community, which is your friends, and so on and so forth. You've seen this before. It's not really a big deal. The big deal about all this would be the fact that it is now an operating system, as opposed to just an extra with Steam. There are some extensive settings, since you do have a full PC here that is running the operating system, so you have a little bit more than before. Display, you can adjust the image to fit, you can do audio, voice, downloads, everything, just like a regular operating system. One of the big differences between this and the big picture mode is the incorporation of the paddles on the back of the controller. Again, I'm not going to go over the controller in this video, that'll be a separate video, but the paddles on the back of the controller actually get you to other windows on the main interface. If you hit the right paddle, you go to your friends list. Here you'll be able to chat with whoever you like using either a keyboard, or if you are using the controller, you can use the left analog stick, or rather the left pad, to move around the dial, and the right pad to choose which letter you would like to use, along with some modification buttons, so on and so forth. You've seen something similar to this on Xbox with their analog stick, but everyone that has used a keyboard ever will continue to use a keyboard. I keep one connected at all times, because there is, of course, some compatibility issues with certain games. They don't always have the support that you need them to have. So, back from the main interface, if you press the paddle on the back of the controller, you go to the browser. You have some set favorites: Google, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, YouTube. You go to your current pages open, and your history. I would suggest not watching anything too serious they're watching. But again, you've seen something like this before. Just now you have the option of using those paddles on the controller to get to them quicker. Okay, so we're going to hop into some Counter-Strike here, just to show some gameplay while I talk about the rest of the points I would like to talk about today. Keep in mind that I am still learning to use this controller, so the gameplay you're about to see is me not doing too well on Counter-Strike. I'm an avid Battlefield 4 player. I know they're different games. Start your flame wars, whatever you like. I don't care. Have at it. So, one of the main things I'd like to say is that pretty much what's on everyone's mind is, are you happy with it? I've had it for about 2 days. I got it a day early. And after about 9.5 hours of testing, I'd say generally happy. There hasn't really been any issues as far as the interface or the console itself. No overheating, nothing at all, really. I'm going to pick this dude with the sunglasses and sweet haircut here. The entire console it's a really fun experience. I will say to those of you that use either computer or console alike to be wary of jumping right in with a controller, or rather with the Steam controller, because you are going to have a little bit of an issue. I'm going to turn this down a little bit here. The Steam controller is not easy to use. It's somewhere in between a Xbox controller and a mouse and keyboard. But anyway, again, we're going to save that for another issue. Another video, rather. The interface, flawless. I haven't had any issues at all. You can hit the home button on the controller, go to your little in-game kind of menu here. You have a way to completely customize achievements, friends, news, everything. All right from one click of a button. I'm going to go ahead and auto buy here. Next up, the system itself runs extremely cool. Anybody who's been a console gamer knows the issues with overheating with consoles. If you've ever owned a 360, you know it's an absolute nightmare. Everyone has had at least two, of my friends that I have associated with. I myself have owned 3 different ones. I don't really think that's going to be an issue here. It generally seems like a very cool console. The only thing I will say is that the graphics card side does get a little hot at times. The entire console itself is aluminum. It's metal. Yes, the metal. So it does kind of get hot on that side, but anybody who has a PC knows graphics cards, they get hot from time to time. I currently have a setup of the GTX 780 card, so I do have one of the higher end cards here. They do get hot, they have a lot of power. But the CPU and power supply side, cool. It's just as chilly as it is outside on a winter's day. The system runs well. All games that I have played, that I've been able to play, as long as the controller has let me, has run fantastically. There's been no hiccups with the exception of Left 4 Dead 2. Everyone seems to be having the same issue with that. It's just some stutters, just a little graphical issues with that game particularly. Everything else is great. The system itself boots up extremely fast. I'd say the initial boot was probably somewhere around a minute and a few seconds extra there, but every boot after that is somewhere around 15-16 seconds or so. So it's very fast. Each game does load very quickly. I never really had to wait very long at all, comparatively to the consoles, to get into my game, get playing immediately. It was always really quick. A downside, I would say, at this point in time would be that the console itself only plays the games that are compatible with Linux. I have a current library on Steam of somewhere around 200, almost 200 games. That was a crazy shot right there. I can only play about 61 of my games. Now that's a lot of games right out of the box for a console ready to play, ready to go. But still, it would be nice to have that capability to be able to play all of my video games. So for now, that's an issue. Eventually, it will not be. They do want to have full support for the whole Steam library. I'm sure they'll get there. It's a matter of time. I'm not worried about it. One of the last points here is the controller itself, just touching on the fact that it's well developed for the interface. For the navigation, sometimes on the main interface itself, it feels a little wonky. With the trackpads, like I said, it does get some used to, but you'll find sometimes where you're moving a little farther than you need to, and I don't really think that's an interface issue. That's more on the controller side. My controller video will go over a lot more details on that again. But overall, the controller is well developed, having the paddles, and you can use it as a mouse or as a regular controller. Alright, so that's about all I have to talk about right now. The next video, like I said, will be for the controller. Everybody stick around. I'll be going over a lot of things. What I've really been testing the most has been the controller itself. The console runs extremely well. I've had no issues with any drivers or any weird loadings, nothing at all. It's been flawless so far. Very happy with the build quality of Valve. They did stuff right the first time. They didn't fuck it up, which is great. So, we're going to go ahead and finish this video off here with the plant. Get that plant on there and go sit myself in a corner and get ready for fire. Until next time, YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and let this match play out. And I will see you on the next video for the controller review and thoughts. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, rate, comment, whatever you want to do. Oh, nice double kill there. Oh. We'll let this finish off. I'll see you later, YouTube.